true. Okay, I'm gonna. You know what? We're gonna go to this. All right, let me fix this. Doofsnacks, please discuss the draft while I get all of this corrected.
Okay, well, first ban is to Trev, and maybe that's a tip of the cap to Ducky, and Opium is not the right name there. Of course, it is the Mighty Ducks. They are targeting Fall Soon with that Sableye ban. Quickly is Umbreon locked up because we've seen plenty of that as well in last pick. So a couple unique selections in here, maybe some that are a little bit more standard in the Phalanx and Umbreon. We'll see where Cranberry leads the charge, or are we just selecting a Pokemon and going to flip? Blaziken has finally been let out of the cage, free range, and now Cranberry's locking it in for them. Ducky on the clock here for the Mighty Ducks. Ducky, of course, has been doing an amazing job on the tree for them, securing that Ray in the third game. Ducky hovering Blissey. Are we waiting for Blissey? Do we want them?
It's probably waiting for a player to swap with them. Yeah, there it is. I mean, Z equals 10. This is swapping with them in the drafting phase. Also, I will not let free range as a pick is on a Blaziken chicken is hilarious, by the way. Just want to make sure you get credit for that unbelievably good joke. Also, big shout out to Team GoGo Esports in chat. Obviously sponsoring a very fun team and a team that used to formerly be the Flamin' Hot Depressos. They will be competing in Unite Mike's Mayhem. I believe they're on the schedule for next week. So look forward to Team GoGo in week 2, where they will be competing with, I got to finalize the schedule, so I don't want to say any more than them. But I know for sure that they will be there, and Orange Juicers will also be competing that week. But we'll talk more about that very, very soon. Mr. Mime has been locked in this time around, Dude Snacks, on the side of the Mighty Ducks, and the Machamp is back.
Oh, of course the Machamp is back. No surprise there. But
yeah,
my eyebrow raise of a positive fashion here is the Mighty Ducks letting Sylveon get to Etley, who had an insane game on that Pokemon themselves. Ducky on Mime, crucial. I love Mr. Mime. I think it's underrepresented right now. It needs to be selected more into these tank roles. I think it has a lot of.
All right, well, the Meowscarada is going to make its return. Reminder, last time we saw Luck lock in the Meowscarada, it was a 24 KO game, an absolute massacre with the Meow. So, we'll have to see if that can happen 2 times in a row. Can Lightning Strike twice.
Machamp support, Pikachu support. Let's do it.
Let's do it. One holding Charging Charm, Floatstone, X Speed. The other rocking the Healing Stoppage as well as the Spoon. Actually, 3 Healing Stoppages on the side of Pocket Rockets. Very, very interesting. Poor Mr. Mime and Bliss, you can have their work cut out for them in the support side of things. But you got to remember that Sylveon also going to do a whole lot of special defense thread, trying to amp up the I Love Zaloot and Pikachu numbers in the stat screen.
Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense, right? If you're not bringing any healing, committing an item to mitigate some of the healing on the other side makes a lot of sense, right? Try and bring parity that way. Don't get too clever. They're working their strategies. And I mean, the stun chains out of this Pocket Rockets team is going to be vomit-inducing. I mean, I do not see enough full heals on the side of them to deal with the spin cycle they're about to be put in.
Yeah, I saw Kuzi in our chat apologizing for all Greninja mains. Kuzi, where's the full heal? Equip full heal and then apologize, okay? Don't bring that. I don't know why Potion was on that Pokemon. Anyway, here we go. Jumping into game number 1. Cran going to be moving towards the top path. So is Pooty, but just a reminder, their held items are obviously indicating a fast trek to the enemy central area. Not normally is Sprigatito a target Pokemon to invade, but nobody told Pooty that. They are on the perma-invade angle.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, who cares who they are?
Like Mewtwo Y, a ham sandwich, they're going. They're going, and they're going to try and figure something out here. They're a Machop carrying a light bulb. They don't care about much.
Yeah, Machamp, a Pokemon who's never had a bright idea in their entire life. Pooty has found a way to unlock the cerebral potential of Machamp. I love it.
Just real limitless type stuff out here.
Shout out Bradley Cooper. He's in that movie, right?
That sounds correct.
All right, great.
And meanwhile, this Buzzwole laying in a single punch, doing half of the Pikachu's HP down here. This Smolsoon's retreating. Fort Pika going back to pad and wondering why the Pocket Rockets haven't quite cobbled anything together as the K opener going to the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, poor I Love Zaloot on this Slowpoke in this early game has been solo the entire match in the bottom path. And so far, Mighty Ducks have found a way to take full advantage of that, but at least Pocket Rockets are finding some value elsewhere, and it's hard to call value when it is combustion on the battlefield, but it will earn a KO. Shout out to Cranberry. Ugh.
All right, here we go. Of course, Pooty back in there. Falls soon in the mix. Electro Web, probably the strongest move in the game. I don't even know why you can't just keep it as a Pikachu. We need like an Eviolite item where you can
just keep
anyways.
Electro Web. That's the only thing it does, by the way. It doesn't do any other effects. It's just Electro Web.
Electro Web. Yeah, I'm in. I'd put it on Pikachu. That move. All right, Meowscarada moving through. Flower Trick picked up, put down. We're going to keep fighting her, the Mighty Ducks. 30, is that going to go in? No shot. Pikachu steps up. Electro Web, best move in the game. And they're hyper. Why do you think that works, Zoinks? Because it's good. Because it's good.
Just fantastic. And Hyper Voice already on Etlay at level 7. So you see those damage numbers just spiking more and more and more. Pikachu able to stun will obviously enable a very move-centric style of option. Obviously, mobility is lackluster on Sylveon, but with using that Hyper Voice, you got to make sure you use any option you can to keep those targets in that peak range.
Quick little spin cycle here. Out of, I believe Cramorant is Kuzi on the Mighty Ducks here. We're able to put somebody up there. It might be Pure. Who knows anymore? Everybody switches their names. Nobody helps me.
It is Kuzi. You're good. You were right, though. It's okay.
Moving through, diving through, of course, Luck putting together another KO with the Meowscarada. Flower Trick on Slowbro. Can't quite convert. Ducky going to peel back for putting a wall down, going for a slam. Ejects out, and now forces out the Sylveon Unite, which is good for a KO, but now Luck is caught on the backside, and between the Slowbro and this Sylveon, still able to get a KO with the Flower Trick, and now it's I Love Zaloot that has to peel back. They use their Unite move, readjust with an eject button, get pinned all Talonflame style. Still managed to get a couple here as Z10 is scoring an 8-banger, and we're going straight after this Reggie. It's at half HP and slowly moving around as I'm gonna hit a button here, but they are walled and Fuse Blast. What a play by Ducky to make sure that that Reggie, that basement Reggie, goes to the Ducks.
Man, this build on the Meowscarada, this Trailblaze Flower Trick, it's so damage hungry, and honestly, it's quite greedy how you look at it. However, it's just hard to really bring up any other criticisms toward it. It's been so good for Luck in these moments, and that burn damage is going to knock out Buzzwole mid-Unite animation, allowing for this push into the top side. A good look for Cran, but otherwise, it's looking a little rough as Mighty Ducks so far have put themselves to a 201-point score threshold. Reggie Lucky does land.
It does land, and this might be the only opportunity for value for the Rockets to get up here while everybody else in the Ducks is engaged. Cranberry actually doesn't have enough in the tank. They're actually bullied out by the Buzzwole in that moment.
Yeah, I think they really would rather have the Overheat build in that moment. They were just using the Unite move for a little bit of your mobility. They couldn't take that fight unless they had the kicking style of Blaze Kick Overheat. They need that unstoppable if they really want to hang against Pure in a 1v1. So at that moment, you just got to call the white flag. You're on Focus Blast, Focus, or Punch, or whatever, Fire Punch. You got to just make a break for it.
Blaziken, like, silently at level 11, though, and that's definitely a way that Pocket Rocket can fight through this squad. Immediately sussed out is Luck, putting a lot of pressure on the Sylveon, able to space with the Hyper Voice and peel back to their side of the map. I Love Zaloot doesn't quite have to step up. Meanwhile, Pootie's on the backside, finally hitting Machamp here, using the cross chop to get out. Maybe, no, Cram follow-up is good enough for a KO out of Kuzi, and now the Mighty Ducks are holding down this pad.
If I could be so bold, I would love to give Pooty the nickname of the minigame. I feel like that is what they have become for most of their opponents. It's like, okay, we fight the team fight, we win the team fight, and then we got to play hide and seek with Pooty and find out where they are on the map, KO them, and move on. And that is what feels like it's just going off cooldown.
Yeah, it's just like the worst side quest, right? Like, go kill 10 goblins type thing, right? Wow. You're just like, oh, come on. Oh, nice Unite and move out of the Pikachu with into the middle, straight into a Showtime as well. Mighty Ducks are in the action here, and they are getting KOs off the back of Kuzi's Cram and the raw firepower that's coming out of the whole squad. KO streak of 2 for Kuzi, KO streak of 2 for Luck. This is going to be, I was going to say, potentially free objective. Dart insecure by Cranberry, as now they're trying to get out of here. Are they able to? They've taken a body with them on their way out. Nice move to keep the Pocket Rockets in it, and I kind of feel like that's been their whole gambit this entire time zone.
Yeah, Cran's been cracked on the sticks. I mean, they're such a powerful player. They've, like I said, they have not been age eligible to play in UCS tournaments, so they have just been patiently biding their time. But a lot of grassroots events, a lot of competing, a lot of just 5-stack grinding has put them in a good position to be looking this good. Pocket Rockets, obviously, as a unit, need to be performing a little bit better, but Cranberry is very, very much receptive to being the silver lining in this fight.
Quickly zapped is Pure, and they're on the edge of getting put down. They actually have to pop their Unite move, and a quickly KO'd Flower Trick sitting on top of Pooty. Is that going to be able to knock them out? It is. KO streak of 2 moving through here. 3 credit, 2 luck. And Pocket Rockets just seems like if the Mighty Ducks are fighting together, it's a problem, which I wonder if the Mighty Ducks will ever figure that out.
Yeah, Mighty Ducks do win that fight, and I say it in quotations because they get 3 KOs, but they don't KO Cranberry. Again, another player that they just cannot find the recipe to being able to shut down. Cran actually is able to knock out the Meowscarada even mid-Unite move. They're willing to take that fight.
Okay, Ducky trying to hold down the fort, 2v3, and they're trying to break this goal zone with any number. 12 over, 226, 261. The scoreline looks clean for either of these teams. They're going to be able to back and catch this Regieleki. These teams need to farm up and get ready because this Ray is going to be a tight contest.
Yeah, everybody should be able to get the Unite move. I think Meowscarada is maybe the only one in question, but Pikachu and that Sylveon special defense shred are going to work together, and fantastic tandem, not to mention just how hard Blaziken hits. They will rip that Regieleki off the map very quickly. However, due to the slow clear of the central area, they will be giving up all position, and look at this. Mighty Ducks trying to set up for a big early ambush. Ducky peeking out of the bush, I think may have given away the secret, but Pierre playing it patient on this Buzzwole. They find the Sylveon.
That's the catch on the Sylveon instantly. Yes, they saw them downstairs, but they didn't see them straight through the smoke. That is a great knockout for the Mighty Ducks as they are up on the scoreboard here. Pooty trying to work their way in along with Falsoon and Cranberry. But on the backside, they're looking for another target. I love Falsoon is trying to get, or I love Falsoon. I love Zealot is trying to get back on the backside. Finally, a chunk of damage for what seems like the first time. Getting scrapped up, scrapped down, put down. Meowscarada luck is in the mix. Nothing lucky about that. Pure skill in there. Half HP on I Love Zaloot. Ducky peeling back to the middle, putting up some good walls and buying a lot of time. Pure tries to engage the back line, can't quite get it. Cranberry just popped out of Koozie. A little eject button, readjust. I saw it on the mini map, and they aren't able to do much with that. However, again, the clock is winding down.
A lot of Unite moves still in the tank for Mighty Ducks, though. They're able to hold on to 4 of them in particular. Slow Beam is still there. Pooty was not able to use the Machamp Unite move, even when surrounded by 3 or 4 members. Just too much crowd control for them to be able to utilize that maneuver. It would have looked great. A lot of punches, a lot of targets, but they come up a little shy. Instead, they're going to pivot their strategy and actually go for a 40 dunk in the backline. They're playing it patient, but Pure actually anticipating it with the recall. Going to shut down that scoring attempt. Now we have 4v4 around the ring.
Well, that seems to be the engage point as they're going straight forward here into the middle over. Oh, Blissus is right in the middle into Showtime as well. Ducky closing the gap, half HP on Etlaze. Etlaze trying. They're actually split up by the wall, and that's a Machamp Unite that doesn't hit its target here. We're still screaming at more targets into the middle, but we have 2 players down instantly for the Pocket Rockets. Now it's things going sideways for them as they're instantly all wiped out. 2 turn to 5 real quick. You just flip that upside down, and it's the same number. Pikachu coming back off respawn that Ray's already taken, and there's just a few seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, Mighty Ducks' only concern right now is that they can put more points in, but they already have the lead, so it shouldn't even be a problem. No back caps are successful for Pocket Rockets. Mighty Ducks hold on to the lead, and in fact start our final match of the evening, 1-0.
Nice little game by the Mighty Ducks. I feel like they had great control over the last 2 minutes. They knew they weren't up by much, but they were playing it incredibly well. I know you mentioned Ducky kind of getting caught out was like a giveaway, but actually it almost took like the Pocket Rockets' eyes off the ball, right? They saw that play downstairs and like, okay, there was like maybe a southern ambush that existed, and that actually let Etlay walk right into the true trap, which was through that bottom left choke point, and they delivered on that, and that really stunned the power of Pocket Rockets to make a play in the middle, or really make a play on an individual target of the Ducks.
Yeah, impressive stuff. Whew. Look at 108,000 damage on that Meowscarada yet again.
That's a good number.
An amazing performance from them. Not as many KOs as we have seen they are capable of, maybe, but still a fantastic look from them. 39% of the team damage on just that Meowscarada. Kuzi doing a very impressive job on the Cramorant as well. Now, we'll be jumping into Game 2 momentarily between these two squads. I'm interested to see. I don't think we're getting any side swaps this time around. I think we have first pick just going over towards Pootie's team yet again. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens in this game number 2. The Machamp support did not quite get it done in this first game the way that Pootie would like.
Yeah, why do you think that is? Was it a playstyle difference? Was it an adjustment button? Was an execution button on either side? What do you think?
I honestly didn't. If any part of the composition I wasn't in love with, I think it might have been the Pikachu. I don't know. It just felt a little lackluster at times. I felt like they were just feeding Luck a little too often on that Meowscarada. Felt like they were able to just get a ton of easier KOs, maybe easier than you would expect from them. But yeah, I don't know. When it switches up, I think we could see a new look. I really liked that Sableye Machamp play. I thought that was really good. I think a return to something like that would be fantastic. However, at this point, you got to bring out all the guns. I mean, you're going up against the Mighty Ducks. This is an incredibly strong squad. They took down Umbravolpium, who I think is a very highly rated team in North America right now, with flying colors. So this is a team that you really got to figure out the secret sauce, if you will, if you're going to take them down. But let's keep giving Cranberry Blaziken. That looked great.
Yeah, that was really good.
Their E-Speed Lucario, also sick in games past, but I think we keep giving Cranberry Blaziken if it keeps getting not banned. I think that's what we chase down.
Yeah, that looks particularly good. I agree with you that the Pikachu didn't look great. I think it ended up being like Volt Tackle Thunder, something like that. I don't know if that was a misclick or what was going on there, but it just didn't have like the stun level that I anticipated out of it. But it looked like phenomenal early with Etlaze and the Electro Web, right? So you could kind of see maybe where the thought process was, and I have no idea if the Thunder was a misclick or not. That's kind of what's up in the air to me. I saw it quite a bit, and maybe more CC there would have coalesced that plan a little bit. Also, shout out to the Mighty Ducks for just banning Falsoon Sableye, because it looked crazy in the game that we watched, and that was just a very solid ban and just a worthwhile expenditure of that.
Honestly, forgot it was banned. So thank you so much for that reminder, Dude Snacks. You're right. That is why we didn't see it in game number 1. Or at least that is why I imagined we didn't see it in game number 1. The hard call out on the ban. We're going to see that 2 games in a row. My advice to be fixing up this squad. But you know what? Let's just chase down Ducky. We're going to be banning away Ducky's Tree and Ducky's Mr. Mime. The hard targeted bans in game number 2 from Pocket Rocket.
Yeah, counterpoint, getting rid of Phalanx, and of course the Falsoon Sableye, which is on any map against any opponent here. Quickly locking in Cramorant. Pocket Rockets wants the Cram first, which is just a high prio pick because of how good it is right now. And any team is really happy to have it. And if your team doesn't have a Cram player, that's a because you need to be able to snag it when it's ready.
Yeah.
However, Ducky grabbing the Blaziken for the Mighty Ducks, which means no Cranberry Blaziken this go round.
It's pretty surprising to me that Cramorant's getting draft priority over Sylveon, though. That is like a pretty big shocker. I know it's incredible. I know it's kind of best in class when Sylveon kind of likes to take Central early and stuff like that. Maybe even you play it top, but I don't know. It's kind of a shocker to me, but we're going to see 2 different attacker picks on the side of Pocket Rocket. Well, maybe not different in terms of Cramorant, but very different in terms of Alolan Ninetales. I think Falsoon just wanting an option to play a little bit of anti-dive if they can. Luck has just been doing too much work on these backline engagers.
Do we not care about the Sylveon? We've got an opportunity for this to go way late, and maybe we're just so far off the reservation now that Sylveon loses value by proxy. I don't think that's true, but I'm trying to make a case for why we're maybe not seeing it right now.
Yeah, I am curious about that too. But I gotta admit, my biggest question mark is what is Pooty going to throw an EXP share on this time? Looks like they are going to go with the Aegislash. I don't mind that into a Pokemon like Blaziken or even Venusaur. They're also going to grab the Zarina. So 3 all-rounders, 2 attackers. I mean, Pocket Rockets, Solo Q, whatever you want to call this team, we're definitely shaking things up.
Yeah, and we just want to see where Luck wants to end
Ooh.
up here with their own selection, and they go Ceruledge. Zoinks.
Interesting. Okay, so we're basically going to get down in the muck with the other squad. Reminder, Pure, while locking in the Umbreon, I'm assuming is going to be passing that over to Ducky and bringing the Blaziken themselves. Yeah, so we're going to see the Defender Umbreon, Central Area Ceruledge, and then the Blaziken going top path, of course. But 2 all-rounders to duel with 3 all-rounders. It is going to be, well, just a brawl to the nines, I imagine. I think Falsoon's feeling pretty good about this Alolan Ninetales pick right now. Maybe the early game will be a little rough to go up against the Venusaur once they get Beam. But after that, I mean, into Ceruledge and Blaziken, I think you feel pretty good about the A9. I don't know. I like that pick.
Yeah, I actually think the Clefable was a really solid mid-draft pick. It opens them up for quite a bit, and I think specifically what's going to happen in this map is it's going to be like a Moonlight character. Because, like you
Moonlight.
said, if
Okay, yeah. Well, why? Of course it's Moonlight. What am I saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
you were thinking Gravity. But those two in tandem for
Right.
what we're about to watch might just be enough to tip the scales. Of course, you're going to have the long-range beam as well. So I think the Mighty Ducks have adjusted mid-draft pretty quickly and given themselves a real chance.
Yeah, no, I like their build a lot. I mean, it's always tough to know what to expect out of Pocket Rockets, what they're going to be bringing to the table, but sometimes you just got to bring your own spice. This time, it's in the variety of the X-Attack Ceruledge, by the way, one of my favorite ways to run this Pokemon. I've loved it on Mimikyu, I like it on Ceruledge, but basically, any Pokemon that is very reliant on the Unite moves in team fights can find some value on that. Ceruledge loves their big Insta-Burst combo, landing all their moves. You use the X-Attack, you're feeling a lot better about that scenario. Pooty dives for the blue buff, but that's going to be going over to Z10.
It's, the thing with Pooty, though, is they're making every single one of these secure attempts incredibly close. It's not like engaging too early. They're incredibly well-timed, and each one is the biggest opportunity they could have had to secure that for the team. And I love to see it. Honestly, it's just like chef's kiss to me. However, Mighty Ducks... the K opener is actually goes to the Alolan Vulpix. Mighty Ducks looking to counter push downstairs because they know I Love Zaloot is always going to be by themselves down here, which is just a mission to be put on by your team.
They gotta be paying I Love Zaloot overtime. This is
like
ridiculous. Like, this is so rough for them. On Zarina, they're being abandoned? Like, that is a crime against, well, plant life, but humanity as well. There's a player behind the screen. Come on. That is brutal. Pocket Rockets, though, gonna stick to the old ways of pushing into top path as frequently as they can. It's no surprise this team also loves to chase the Regieleki angle later in the game as well. Pure does not get the level 5 evolution on that red buff, so that makes this Pooty invade a little bit scarier, but the invade's happening on both ends. That'll be Ducky and Z10 working together to KO the Cramorant. Et late gone.
Here comes Kuzi, which is actually a bit of a detriment here because Pure had to come to the middle because their 5 is so important right now, Kuzi isn't taking the second rotation through, which is something they might have liked to be doing here to get them to Venusaur, to level 7, to that Solar Beam. Now, we've got this E-Speed Lucario finding their way into the muck. We're going to see if Z10 is going to lock into the gravity at level 6 or if it's going to be a follow-me game for them. Meanwhile, the ugliest Pokemon of all time sitting on pad, and man, I wish we'd be somewhere else as this thing is getting E-Speeded through the Sentient Bowling Pin, getting the break speed off of them way downtown. And you know what? Combuskin, you deserved it.
Ugh, Cranberry running it down. You gotta remember, like you mentioned, no gravity until level 6, so that little level 5 grace period is where Luca really wants to get to work. Nice Solar Beam response by Kuzi, gonna shut down Pooty, but again, Pooty really getting up there in the assist numbers is something we can talk positively, but a lot of KOs going in their direction in the negative category as well.
Yeah, of course. They're playing a very unique style, and it's hard to compare it to anything else because it's truly just its own beast here. So, the only person that can tell you if they had a good game or not is right.
Yeah,
because they're seeing the game on a different axis that we aren't really comprehending at this point in time, and their team follows them and understands what's going on. So credit to them. Cranberry very low. Cerula is just through them. Blizzard Avalanche tandem combo, but we're going straight in. The Cerula Edge can't quite hit that move as the A9 does go down. KO Streak 2 for luck.
Yeah, Alolan Ninetales roams a little bit, tries to play some fancy footwork to escape luck, but with that Cerulege at full HP, they had all the room in the world. Ooh, auto attack just a little shy from Edley, so they don't get to stop that score, but they do buy enough time so Cranberry can join the battle. I don't see Pure making it out of this one, and the Kamehameha is going to make short work of that Blaziken.
I will tell you what, Pocket Rockets fight incredibly well being down on. They're just incredibly resilient on that front, which is making them so annoying. Like, if I'm on the opposing team, they had Blaziken Cerulege versus whatever the heck we just watched. A9 Cram or whatever. Or no, it was E-Speed Lucario Cram, and they just get it done. Of course we did. Like, to them, that's just a no-doubter. We got the Bone Rush E-Speed going in, finally a Nanger to the beam into the middle, tons of damage. However, the Umbreon Unite is actually what closes the door on 2 Pokemon. Credit going to Kuzi there, but really the difference maker to me was the Umbreon follow-up and able to get the spacing that Kuzi needed to fire off that Verdananger and beam combo.
Yeah, not to mention Ducky was able to pull shields off both Lucario and Aegislash because of the wide guard, so all that additional HP those Pokemon can earn for themselves completely eliminated by that Unite. Very nice stuff. We're getting closer to a Reggie fight than I think these teams are willing to admit, so Ducky trying to rapidly score, maybe earn a little bit more of that Unite move timer for themselves, see if they can get it before the next major fight.
Yeah, is that major fight going to happen anytime soon? I don't know. Teams are just looking to slow down a little bit. The score lead isn't awful. Actually, it might become a little bit more egregious right now. The Aura Cannon ports it out, and now all of a sudden, Cranberry. What a fun player to watch this whole game, Zoink.
That's such a sick play. You actually saw Falsoon recalling on the Alolan Ninetales as well, right? So you knew that they weren't going to be able to shut that down, so they instead just Aura Cannon. And unfortunately right now, Alolan Ninetales just chilling in base. Hopefully everything's okay on their side of things. We'll have to see, but right now we have Pocket Rockets holding up around the top side of that goal zone. Everybody else roaming on the right-hand side of things as well. But Cramorant engaging big hurricane play, actually gets set up multiple targets. Pooty stopped by that gravity for just a moment though.
Gravity's so important. We've got the overheat charged up, put straight into the face of the sword, and that is enough to break it in half. Putting the pressure on Edlays though, still down, still spinning them up with the hurricanes. Now Cerulege gets into the mix, going straight through. Falsoon is back. The A9 is Blizzard Avalanche tandem combination. Are they able to get a knockout? They are. Blaziken goes down. Cerulege looks for the push. Aegislash is there with the boosted auto to try and close the door. Wide guard, nobody engages out on the Cerulege, pivoting back, but it's a solar beam for the KO, and now we're going to get a big opportunity for a dunk on that goal zone. I think that was a plus 42 for the Ducks.
41-42, I couldn't tell if it was a 9 or an 8, but we do know that Luck is at the level where they can hold 50 Aeos energy, and all of it was administered directly into the bloodstream. That's what I call goal zones. Bloodstream of Pocket Rockets. So impressive stuff for them. 281 to 195, not exactly a full 100-point lead, but still a very solid look for them so far. Side of Pocket Rockets need to rally back, but this is definitely not looking unwinnable in the slightest. I love the Zooloot, who we just rarely check in, just perma bot past Arena. Actually doing a decent job 1v2 right now. It takes out the Clefable.
I'm not even convinced the Clefable needed to show up. Ducky was doing really well in the 1v1. The moment that Clefable showed up, it was like, oh, Z10 just gets buckled, getting just stomp value through this arena, and of course they're able to gain enough in the tank to take out Umbreon, so maybe something to think about next go around. Blaziken Pure able to take everything in the middle, dart back to their side.
All right, rush back, farm up some Unite moves. At least if you're low the Ninetales, that's the game plan. Everybody else already boasting a yellow circle above their player icon, indicating they have the Unite. And ooh, it is a rush for central control right now. Falsoon jumps on that jump pad. They are going to get that eject button forced out by them. Great positioning by Ducky on this Umbreon. The opposing team's corridor tall grass has literally become Ducky's home base. In every single game we've seen, they're a very aggressive defender player. Love hanging out here. Very comfortable in their ability to outplay enemy push.
Now, of course, Z10 picking up Umbreon, going straight into the back line, and they are getting down Etlaze, but pivoting. Solar Beam can't quite hit. The Cramorant was sussed out quickly. Blaziken looked like they were trying to recall here, but they're getting dove on by Zolut and Pooty. Solar Beam coverage, Overheat doesn't hit, but now the Moonlight gets everybody topped off, and the team's looking good. Cerule Edge on the chase. They want Etlaze in a bad way. They can't door. We're still moving around. We're kind of segmented between these two.
Yeah, Etlay playing a flank angle, it's really difficult against what Mighty Ducks is doing in terms of this team fight. So they're actually going to recall and instead rally back with the troops around the top side, but Etlay holding a Pikachu is going to roam towards the bottom side. A bit of poke towards Rayquaza hasn't done much. Pure is actually hanging out on the home goal zone and sitting on that jump pad, anticipating the back cap, and they are going to catch out I Love Zolut.
If they can stop, they do. Now, are they going to be able to collapse and get a knockout? They aren't. Lucario actually recalls. Cranberry able to make it back, but Pooty straight in the mix, fighting on top of Ray in the face of 3. No fear in that one. Etlay's looking for an opportunity, maybe going to go for a cheap or a flank. We're pivoting back to the middle. Blaziken resets again, maybe seeing that Etlay's was moving and they're going to actually cut off Pooty the sword. Meanwhile, the rest of Pocket Rockets trying to take Rayquaza on their own terms. We're starting for the chase, and really, they've got the Mighty Ducks scrambling in every which way here. Rayquaza is now below 50%. We're going to pick up some targets. Ducky just used their Unite moves. Cranberry gets to the middle. Solar Beam is there. Is it early? AO'd 4 players instantly, and the Mighty Ducks secure. They just need to get a couple more to lock this thing down and be our Unite Mike Season 5 Week 1 winners.
Oh man, so many recalls forced out, no options for HP restoration unless you're Serena and Lucario and walking through enemies, but either way, great shutdown by Mighty Ducks, Pure with the soul reads on multiple jump pad stops on back caps, and they just consistently play that fight perfectly. Luck's main job is to not let Etlay work, and Luck was basically playing man-to-man D. Incredible job, and it all lines up for a great koozie secure on the Rayquaza as Mighty Ducks take this one down in 2.
I'll be honest, I'm going to clean that end up. I thought it was the Solar Beam secure as well. I think the Solar Beam locked down everybody under the sun, and it was actually Ducky with another Ray secure on the Umbreon to really lock it in for the Ducks, and they went and scored instantly. What a game. What a game. I really like... I mean, it was great back and forth, right? Mighty Ducks reacting incredibly well to what Pocket Rockets were doing, but you could see from time to time the faltering that was happening, and Pocket Rockets were just causing so much pandemonium that it's easy to understand how some teams kind of get lost in all that, and they lose sight of what they're actually supposed to be taking care of. They're stressing you in so many different ways, and we can now understand how the Pocket Rockets have found their way into the finals. All the credit in the world to them. Yeah. They were such a fun team to watch. So were the Ducks. Tip of the cap to Umbra Volpium and G as well for participating 100%. In Week 1. But Week 1 belongs to the Ducks.
Yeah, congratulations to the Mighty Ducks. I think you get at least 1 sequel, potentially 2. So looking good for your run in Unite Mike's Mayhem. But thank you again, like you just said, Dude Snacks, so much to the teams that we did have compete in our event tonight. Umbra Volpium, Pocket Rockets, and of course G for putting up amazing performances in Week 1. And folks, we got Week 2 coming up in 7 days. The same time, same place, of course. We will be having another Unite Mike's Mayhem event. Team Go-Go will be competing. Team Orange Juicers will be competing. And I have to confirm the other 2 teams. So sorry. Keep your eyes peeled on Twitter to make sure that you can see what teams are going to be up and coming. Dudes, Max, anything you want to say before we close up shop here on Week 1 of Unite Mike's Mayhem?
Like 100 things. We'll start off with some sponsor support that we've gotten. Kind of fit, kind of fat, ! KFKF in chat to get yourself a More Chomp shirt using promo code UNITE15, all caps lock. One of the best fitting and comfortable shirts that I have are Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat branded shirts. They brought back the More Chomp shirt when I reached out to them to set Unite Mics up with a promo code. I thought it made sense, especially makes sense for this week with the great Machamp tank action we've seen. Second, Ingage, of course, also supporting, teaming with Unite Battle Hub, doing podcasts, have kind of been on a roll. I see trying to get themselves ingrained in this community. I think they're doing an incredible job doing so. Engage, from my understanding, a platform that's going to be coming up to help folks in the esports industry connect with opportunities and connect with other individuals to find those opportunities and grow their own spheres in that regards. A big shout out to everybody that's here today. Big shout out to everybody that tuned in. Always a shout out to Big Bridge. Follow her on Twitter without a doubt. Follow Zoinks without a doubt. Follow me if you want. Definitely follow at Unite Mics. I think I checked all the boxes. And Mighty Ducks, reach out to me and let me know which duck I need to feed this bread to. Bang.
Yeah, we'll figure out the back end for sure. Let me add a couple more thank yous because I always got to slide there. I always got to slide in with more thank yous. Of course, thank you so much to Gamma, who's actually joining us in the production booth tonight to make sure that the games look great on your screen as they are going down. So thank you so much for that. And like we said, make sure to tune in the next couple of weeks. It's going to be very, very fun to see these games go down. I personally cannot wait. And if you haven't, please check out the Overdunk podcast we run here on the channel. And if you want to see these games later, rewatch it. The Twitch VOD's not up any longer. The best place is going to be youtube.com/UniteMics, where we'll probably be putting up all these games. So we hope to see you next week. I think the next production on Unite Mics will most likely be on Tuesday for the podcast next week. But until then, we'll see you all next time. Have a great rest of your night, everybody.